Hello friends, welcome to the next part of this JavaScript lecture series, and in this lecture we are going to discuss our next topic, which is called as errors and exception handling. And it is one of the very important topics of JavaScript, as we are going to implement later on our programming, that is form validation, email validations. So these type of exception handling conditions will be very useful for us to understand our code in the details. So before starting the practical aspect of this, first we have to understand what is the basic meaning of error. So while writing an JavaScript program, many type of errors can occur, and these errors are actually the unwanted conditions or unwanted situations that may occur in our programs. Okay, if we broadly classify these errors in JavaScript, then we can classify these errors into three types. That is, first one is called as syntax error. Second category is called as runtime errors, and third category is called as logical errors. Syntax error, if I say, suppose I am writing certain code and I have written a wrong syntax in a program. Suppose in this code I wanted to write the alert. I wanted to generate the alert, but by mistake I have written the wrong spelling of the alert. So these type of errors are called as syntax errors. It may be if I miss this double quotes, if I miss the semicolon, if I miss the bracket. So these are basically the typo errors that appears basically during the typing of the code, or these are also called as parsing errors. Okay. Second category is called as runtime errors. So runtime error means these are actually called as exceptions. That's why we have written the topic as errors and exception handling. So these are actually called as exceptions. These exceptions occurs during runtime. Okay. So suppose if I take the example of this, if I want to say that I have drawn a button and on click I want to call a method named as my function. Okay, but this my function is not available in any of our code. On click I wanted to call this method, so I have written my function, but this is not available, or I have not defined this function anywhere in my code. So when our program gets start executing, it will find for this function, but if this function is not found, then it will generate a runtime error or exception for the code. And the third category is called as logical errors, and these logical errors are actually one of the most difficult type of errors to track. These are actually the unwanted situations written by the programmer. So these are basically user generated errors. Suppose if I wanted to say I have written a code, say for the division of two numbers, first number is A, second number is B, and by mistake first number I have taken as 100 and second number I have taken by mistake as character 0 or something like this, so that this division cannot take place. Okay, or generate some unwanted conditions or unwanted situations that we are not able to understand. So these type of errors actually fall in the category of logical ones. Okay, so to handle such type of situations in JavaScript provided us the combination of try, catch, and finally. And these try, catch, and finally are actually these statements. Okay, or also called as constructs. So we'll take the help of these constructs to overcome such situations. And in addition of these constructs, it has also provided us one operator to deal with to handle these exceptions. Okay, so what is this try, catch, and throw actually works? Suppose you can consider it as, suppose I have a code to write, and I'm denoting it by means of a flowchart. So suppose my code starts beginning. This is the beginning part of my code. Then I use the try block in which I'll write my code to be executed that may contain error. And I'm showing a decision box here that to show that if this try block contains an error, that is if the condition is yes, or second if the condition is no. Okay, so if it contains suppose an error, then to handle such errors we enter, or first we ignore the rest of the code. Okay, and then we enter into the next part, that is catch block. Okay, and similarly if our code doesn't contain any error, then it will show no error and it will ignore the catch block. Okay, and finally is a kind of block which executes in every condition. So whether my code doesn't contain any error or if my code contains an error, this particular part of the code will execute at all the times. Okay, so what is the anatomy of using this type of try, catch and finally? To understand this, suppose I have a code. So I'll write something like this. I'll write script, my script tag, and inside the script tag I'll write my code inside the try blocks. So this part will actually contains the code to be executed, the code I want to execute. Okay, and if this code contains any error, so to handle this we apply a catch block after a try. Okay, and this catch block contains an error object generally denoted as ERR. Okay, then we write the code when a error condition happens. Okay, and then after that we write our finally block so that it may denote our particular code to be executed in each case. So this particular code part contains the erroneous code. If the error happens, it enters into the catch block, and whether our code contains an error or not, this particular part will always execute. Okay, and we have one more operator is available, which is throw. So this throw is actually used to provide user generated errors. So if I take the example, suppose if I say I wanted to take a number, say where age, and if I say where age equals to 16, and if I say okay, this particular code will be inside my try block. Okay, where age equals to 16, and if I say if age is less than 18, then what we can do? Throw error. We use something like this, and if I throw the error, then to catch it we'll use catch ERR, and we'll deal with this error here. Okay, so this is a kind of a preventive measure that can be taken during writing the JavaScript programs and to execute them. Okay, now let us understand it by the help of a programming example. To my coding part of this tutorial, I wanted to demonstrate you how error handling in JavaScript works. So for that I have created this form that is containing inside body part, that is saying in the paragraph it is saying click the following button to see the results, and I have created a form that is saying input type equals to button. So I have created a button that contains the value of click me, and on click I wanted to call a function named as myfunc. Okay, so I have to create this function named as myfunc. So this function suppose contains particular error, and by mistake I have written alert as alert. So this is a typo error. Okay, and I want to execute this code. So I'll refresh my code, and if I click here, you can see it is not generating any output, but it contains an error. I have written the code for it, but I'm not getting any output, or neither I'm getting any error message. So to see such type of messages, I have to click right, and we have to go to the inspect part, and the shortcut is Ctrl+Shift+I. And inside the inspect, I'll go into the console, and you can see inside the console it is saying uncaught reference error, alert is not defined. So my browser is not able to find what is the meaning of this alert I have written inside the code. Okay. And it is generating unwanted condition, unwanted exception. So to overcome such type of situations, what we'll do, we'll take the help of try catch blocks. So I'm taking an example that is a very basic mathematical example. Suppose I wanted to write a code here. So what I'll do, I'll create a try catch block. So suppose I need a variable named as a, and I have taken this value as 100, and another variable that I need, and initially I have taken this value as 0. Okay, and what I wanted to do, I wanted to perform the basic division operation for these two numbers. So to do that, I'll take the help of this try block, and inside this try block I'll write my code that wants to be executed. After that try block, I'll write the catch block, and this catch block will contain the error object. I'm taking its name as ERR, and after this I'll start the catch block. Okay, so this try block will contain the actual code that I need to execute. So if I say if b equals 0, I wanted to perform something, otherwise else I wanted to perform something else. So if b equals to 0, suppose I want to say that if user is taking b equals to 0, then we cannot perform the division operation here. We cannot divide a by b because it will create an infinity, and in mathematics or in our operation, infinity is of no use. So to overcome these type of situations, what we can do, we can create our own exceptions. So to create our own exceptions, we will take the help of keyword throw, and this throw block I'll say an message that is divide by 0 exception. Divide by 0 exception. Okay, so if my code is containing b equals to 0, so my code will generate this error that is or will throw this error that is divide by 0 exception. Else I want to take a variable c, and I want to divide a by another number b. That is a normal operation that I wanted to perform. Okay, now if you take a look, if this condition is true, that is if b equals to 0, then my code is throwing something. So to catch these type of errors, we need a catch block here. So I have written catch block as ERR. So what I will do, I'll write an alert message here saying error, and whatever the value of ERR, it is catching. So ERR is an object that will catch whatever the error is generated inside this block. Okay, so to check the working of our code, let us refresh the code. Now if I say click me, you can see it is saying divide by 0 exception, because it is what it is doing. Initially b is equal to 0, so it is checking b equals to 0 here, and it is throwing an error containing the message divide by 0 exception. This divide by 0 exception is actually coming to this ERR object, and the alert is generating error plus the message which is contained inside ERR. So it is printing error divide by 0 exception. However, if I take any other value, that is if I take where b equals to 10, and inside this I generate an alert saying division is, and I will say plus, and inside bracket I will say C, or there is no need of bracket, I will say C. Okay, now if I refresh my code here and I click a button, you can see it is generating the actual answer that I wanted to know, that is 100 divided by 10, the division is 10. Okay, but if my code is containing 0, you can see it will generate an error. Now I do not need to go into the inspect element, or if you want to check here, you can go to inspect element, and if I go into the console, then it is not showing any problem because this error is properly handled by the code. Now at the last we come to the finally block. So what is the meaning of finally block? Suppose my finally block is containing this message, and it is saying alert, and it is saying this is finally. Okay, and I've committed a mistake here. This finally block will start exactly after the catch block, and this after the finally this function will end. Now if I refresh my code, I want to save this, and now if I refresh my code, click me. So you can see it is saying error divided by 0 exception. Okay, and then this page is saying this is finally. So finally block is executing. Even in the case of, if I say my code is will not generate an error in this case, and if I refresh my code, click me, it is saying division is 10, and this is finally. So finally block will always execute whether my code is containing any error or not. Okay, so this is about the exception handling or error handling in JavaScript using the try, catch, throw, and finally block. Hope you get the point, how to use, where to use these blocks, and can try on your own set of problems. Okay, if you still have any problem performing these operations, you can ask in our comment section, and to support us, kindly subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.